Oh,
to...
you're delayed then. I'm on Fox.
Yeah.
I'm running it on my
There
phone.
you go. Happy New Year, fellas.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, guys.
Talking about the cricket there. We're live on Sports Rewind Digital. Talking about the big bash that's on right now. 3 for 89 on my scorecard up on the big screen behind me. Davo, yours any different, mate?
No, it's the same. Looks like the Thunder are choking.
Thunder are
Please.
choking. Warner's
I'll take
going all
three
right.
for 89. Come on, mate. After 10 overs, I'll take it.
Your favourite player's in?
Mine is he? Yeah, he's 9 off 6.
I'll
bag him out again. Say how rubbish he is again and watch what he does, eh?
Yeah.
Saying at the start, fellas, about the team that's chased on this ground's always won. So I don't know. Might be a bit of a different story tonight, you reckon, Randall?
Mate, probably not, but you can always dream.
You can always dream. Yeah, well, we're back for the new year. How was the Chrissy and New Year break?
Busy.
Nice.
I was flat out, mate. I had sport over the Christmas New Year period down in Sydney for the Summer Sizzler with both the boys. They had an absolute ripper carnival. They absolutely loved it. 5 or 6 days, I can't remember what it was. 5 days, I think, down in East Hills Baseball Club, softball fields. Couple of Savannah Bananas turned up. See the kids. They had Coach Rack. Who else was there? Bilko. Yeah. And Dalton. So it was pretty good, mate. They got in there. They were unreal too, I tell you. They the amount of stuff they did with the kids was next level. They were out there base coaching for different teams and, you know, bits and pieces like that. The kids all thought it was, you know, absolutely amazing. I know my young bloke had his birthday while we were there, and just happened that he got Coach Rack base coaching on his birthday and saying happy birthday to him. So he was stoked.
Unreal.
So
that's
good job there by,
isn't it?
Yeah, great job done by Osborne as always, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, good weekend. What about you, Davo?
Yeah, busy up till Christmas. We're out of Bathurst for country championships, under 16s country championships for Ella. So nice few days out there. And then once Christmas hit, things slowed down, which has been great. It's been so hectic with everything going on that we finally get a chance to sit down and relax.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Doesn't happen in summer for you guys, does it?
Nope.
It doesn't happen all year round.
Hey, a couple of shout-outs here. Big Ninja wishing the fellas a Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and your family, mate. And also, Matt, now Totally Sports. We've had these guys on before, and a bit of a name change and a brand change. We're going to have Matt on some stage through the year again and talking sport with him, but go and check out the page, Totally Sports. They're almost at the level that he wanted to achieve next year with his progress, and they've progressed that well throughout the year. So go and check him out. F1 News.
Saw the rebrand. The rebrand looks good.
Looks real good. So go and check
those guys
out.
would be stoked too. Wasn't January 6th the day that the WWE went to Netflix over there?
I'm not sure, mate. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
It's already on Netflix for Australia.
Yeah, so I'm for sure they'll be stoked. Plenty of viewing that they can see, not behind the paywall. They're blowing up about.
Yeah. Yeah. No, plenty of good viewing, that's for sure.
What about you, Hudson? How was your Christmas, mate?
Mate, fantastic. Moved into the new place. Plenty to do there. We're, other than that, chasing kids around, and we've had a bit of a break from their dancing and stuff. So it was a bit of a busy week, busy month leading into Christmas. Our December was pretty large, but just starting to settle down now, settling into the new house and into the new year. Well, and a big one, fellas, we had a bit of a drink the other night. We had a game of bucket golf. Bucket Golf have sort of looked after us on the show here a few times during the year. There is a referral code down there if you do want to get some bucket golf. But Davo, with the only hole in one of the night, it was a pretty rough course. It was like I was playing at Sugar Valley or something, Toronto golf course back in the 90s. But bit of fun,
Plenty of hazards.
Yeah.
Plenty of hazards.
Plenty of hazards. Kangaroos, march flies, wasps.
Yeah, that big still
mole
bar that stood on about 3 times, but good times.
Plenty of holes. We never lost a ball down a hole, which was lucky.
No, it was
played as it lies.
Played as it lies. Tell you, there was a couple of good holes, but none better than the water hole that we totally made up. But bucket golf, if you want to go and check it out, bucket golf. bucketgolfgame.com and use Sports Rewind. It was good fun. Hey, we opened up a box of baseball cards too while we're there. I'm going to show you the ace. I'll go get it. How good was the box? Randall come back from America last year and got us a box. And what was it? Top 2023.
2023 Series 1, I think it was.
How good are the aces? All aces. I mean, it's not there you go. Davo's got the better one. Oh, where's yours, Randall?
Bob Gibson, mate. I've got the Hall of Famer.
Fantastic.
I bought the box, mate. I didn't get any.
Yeah, what did you get? You got what was your...
Nothing.
So you got a Gunner and...
and an Adley rookie card. So I was happy with them.
Did you get the patch, Davo?
Yeah.
Davo got the patch.
Yeah, right.
Which I've ripped apart. And there's nothing on the back of the patch. Nothing on the back of the patch to say where it's from. And it's thin as. So it doesn't feel like material. And because some of them often have written on the back, sewn in, like who the player is, whatever. Nothing on the back whatsoever. So it makes you wonder sort of where's...
Top bucking at its best right there.
It was, in a way, a nothing card. It was only worth, like, I think when I checked 130 point, it was only like $1.40. So it wasn't really a patch card to hold on to, being Contreras. So I thought, I'm going to put it to the test and just see. So, yeah, ripped it apart. Just nothing on the back of the patch at all to say who it was from or where it was from.
Yeah. Interesting. Might be the thrift shop patch, you reckon?
But good fun. Good fun going through. It's always good fun going through cards.
Absolutely. Plenty sports-wise has been on since our last show. We've had plenty of cricket and NFL's at the pointy end. We've got ABL. There's heaps going on. We've got a few we're going to talk about tonight. Mr. Gorick, Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you're doing well. You playing any baseball down the coast this year, Gorick?
Pretty sure he's playing Rebels, mate. I'm pretty sure.
Fair enough. I've got a couple of slides here we'll go through anyway, fellas, and we'll talk about we're going to get into the ABL first. It is our local, what would you call it? Our Australian league for our baseball, and the Blue Sox are on top of the table. It's been a big few years for them. It's been probably 4 or 5 years since they've been at the pointy end, and it's been some quality baseball. Have you guys checked out much? I know the cricket's on and you guys follow the cricket a fair bit, but have you followed much of the ABL?
No, mate, I have hardly seen any of it.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately not. Only highlights.
Yeah, unlike you, Randall.
Just highlights for me.
Jump in for a few games. It's been unreal. I've watched a fair few games. A lot of the Blue Sox games because that's obviously my local team. Last year I sort of followed a bit more of the Giants with Wellesley pitching and Rex and Wingrove, and I always used to watch as many Brisbane Bandit games as I could too, but they've been a bit average the past few seasons. But the standings, Sydney Blue Sox at the top, 20 wins, 11 losses. In their last 10, they're 7-3. Adelaide Giants in second. Canberra Cavs Perth Heat, Melbourne Aces, and Brisbane Bandits rounded out.
They did just lose a couple. The Blue Sox just lost a couple to the Bandits, didn't they, on the weekend?
Yeah, they did. I think it was
two or four.
Two apiece. So
because don't the Blue Sox lose a couple of their imports? Are they going back to Asia?
I'm pretty sure there is, mate. Yeah. So
there's a couple of American guys that have come to replace them, I believe.
Yeah, but they've put together a pretty good roster. The Blue Sox.
They have. Yeah, they've done a good job. Well, I think we were pretty critical of them. I think 2 years ago. Well, we were very critical of them and what they had done. I think it was 2 years ago, and they've done a much better job now with the new ownership again. So good job to them.
It's good to see. I mean, it's great that local kids can get out and support it and watch and aim and strive for that level, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Growing up, used to get down to Parramatta Stadium a bit, or watch Sydney Wave, I think it was back then, and the Patriots, Parramatta Patriots, and that was always what you strive for, and that's what it's all about. Kids being able to strive for it, like your kids, Dave, watching the women's Big Bash League and thinking that someday that could be them playing. It's what it's all about. So it's great to see the Blue Sox doing well, getting big crowds. All of the games have been getting big crowds, which is another big one to see. They're trying to, get TV deals and things like that for the ABL, and that's what's needed. So good to see.
Yep. Get the Hunter Eagles. Get the Hunter Eagles back.
Yeah. At a marathon.
That would be pretty cool. I'd love to see it, but it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. If there was a franchise to open up, what do you reckon it would be?
I think they'd go another Victorian team, wouldn't they?
Yeah, maybe.
Geelong. Mind you, they've had two Melbourne before.
Yeah, that Geelong team, it was all Korean based.
And it worked for a while.
It did.
They had good crowds, but obviously no backing.
You probably got to look at where the populace is and where the big drive in baseball is.
Tokyo Dolphins, where are they? Bring them back.
I don't think Sydney is the right place. If they're not full houses now, will they get a full house any other way? If there's another team, possibly, it's probably going to be between Victoria and to be honest, what about Perth? They seem to have big crowds all the time, don't they?
Yep. I guess logistics of getting the teams over there more. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the catch, isn't it? But
yeah,
could be bring back a Gold Coast team.
Yeah, that'd be good. Bandy, Happy New Year, mate. I agree. Hopefully a New South Wales team. We're just talking crap, so there is no team. We're just talking about where there would be if there was one.
Well, ideally, you'd get into the New Zealand team back, wouldn't you?
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be
an Auckland team again. That would be perfect.
It would, but not happening.
They're playing more softball than baseball, aren't they? The Kiwis.
Yeah. They're going well too. All right. Some of the stats, fellas. Just before we get to the next slide, we've got a couple of locals on there, Lachlan Wells and Alexander Wells, right with ERA and wins and doing quite well. Alexander Wells, 5 wins, 1 loss, and a 1.17 ERA. Pretty impressive. And
not bad in the ABL. No wonder no one can beat Belmont.
Yeah, this is true. But the big one, fellas, that we were talking about this last year. Why weren't they in the team, in the Australian team? And it's just announced some of the players for the team, and they're in the squad for the International Baseball Showdown. So that's a great one for
so they should
Newcastle baseball, but yeah. So they should
be.
You're right.
It's truly deserved. You look at their stats and the way they've been going. There's no argument for them to not be there.
No, on the results up there.
Yep, great to see, and hopefully they do well. The international showdown, I think it's in Melbourne over in February, early February or middle of Feb. So that'll be a good one to watch. Apart from that, fellas, baseball in trades. Have you caught much of who's going where? This is one thing that I didn't look up a great deal of, just sort of what we've talked about previously. I know Corbin Burns to the Snakes, Randall. I thought he would have been back for the O's.
No, mate, they won't spend that much money. Orioles picked up Charlie Morton for $15 million for a year, so I think that's probably the biggest name they'll get, arm wise. Like to be honest, I only seen bits and pieces of a few different guys. I saw
Dodgers.
Obviously
Dodgers could have a 9-man rotation if they wanted to.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, that's why they're next level. They've spent all the money and
deferred a lot of money.
Deferred a lot of money, a heap of money. So
let's see how that goes for them, whether it comes back to bite them in the arse.
Yeah, I think that's going to be big for them, isn't it? How financial are they going to be down the track? You know, when they're paying out these massive contracts in 6 or 7 years' time, and still trying to be competitive to pick up players. They're going to have to sign them to new deals too. So are they just going to be a club forever now that's just going to have deferred deals and they're always going to be in debt, or what's going to happen?
Maybe.
At least they've got the market to do it. So being one of the biggest teams, or if not the biggest team on the West Coast, they bring in $3 million a year, got their own TV. So they're doing all right for themselves. So if they can keep that up, they'll probably keep doing what they're doing.
I'd say so, mate. For the next few years, absolutely. The NL West is where it's at. I mean, it's crazy. But let's talk.
So there were a few. Josh Bell, mate. Josh Bell signed
back with the Nats.
But with the Nats again. So he's back there. Teoscar Hernandez back to the Dodgers. That was another big one.
Bueller off to the Red Sox. We'll take
him. Mate, I'm going to read out your Red Sox in a minute. They're looking good, Davo. They're looking good. Let's hope they can get it done for you. Like, you've got Crochet, Bueller, Sandoval, Chapman, Justin Wilson. Who did he play for last year? I don't remember that one. So Rangers, in regards to pitching, you've picked up.
You've got Bello from last year, Tanner Hook from last year, who they're both coming into their own.
You've picked up 7 pitches by what I'm reading, and that's and some big names there. So that's pretty cool.
The one that upset me the most, mate, was Paul Goldschmidt going to the Yankees.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I loved Paul Goldschmidt. Loved watching him play. Going to the Yankees, fuck me. What are you doing?
Yeah,
like obviously he wasn't going anywhere with the Cards. You know that. Sorry, Ninja, but the Cards aren't going to be winning a ring in the next 3 or 4 years, are they? So he's got it. He'll be gone by then.
Did better. They did better letting Soto go for the money that's being paid for Soto. They've bought 3 or 4 in.
Yep. For
I think
sure.
Ninja's calling Juan Soto a grub there, Randall.
Must be.
I'm looking after you tonight, Ninja.
I think it's Goldschmidt.
Wow.
Jock Peterson to the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers should be pretty strong again.
Yeah. The big one for you, Davo, like you said, Bueller. Gleyber Torres to the Tigers from the Yankees. Did that surprise anyone?
He wasn't wanted at the Tigers.
Yankees.
Sorry, Yankees. He wasn't wanted at the Yankees, so why not go there?
Yeah. I suppose they've got a few guys there that can play up the middle anyway, don't they? With some young guys coming through.
Yep.
So they were probably safe. Who else? Sean Manea.
Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger to the Yankees.
Well, there's talk of trading Lux to Seattle because the Dodgers just signed that Asian player, Japanese player, second baseman. Lux is now expendable, so there's talk they're looking at a trade with Seattle, but he's definitely on the trading block now.
Who was that? Was that Ho-Sung Kim or something like that?
It wasn't Kim one of them. Hasn't played out here. He's been in Japan or Korea.
What about Eloy Jimenez going to Tampa Bay? He was
that one.
Eloy. He went from White Sox to the Orioles in a mid-season trade, and sort of filled a hole a little bit there when the Orioles had some injuries there in the back half of the season, and then just disappeared. I think he had a few injuries and wasn't sort of getting any game time at all, even for Baltimore. And Tampa Bay have picked him up.
Yeah, right.
Why not? Nice and cheap. Get a chance to prove himself again. Become trade bait.
He needs to.
He can be trade bait at the end of the trade period, and the Rays being the Rays, I'll just get a bucket load of sort of prospects back. But did you read the off-season spending? There's one team who hasn't spent a single dime. Miami Marlins. Marlins have not spent a cent on any player in the off-season.
Actually, Oakland had made some purchases, I did see. They spent some cash, but I can't see them on my list here. But.
No, I can go through them, mate. I've got a couple of them. They're not Oakland anymore, mate. They're just the Athletics.
No, they're not. They're Oakland.
Severino on a 2-year deal. Jeffrey Springs traded a left-handed pitcher trade for the Rays. Urshela also there. So interesting, couple of interesting ones there. Who else have we got that sort of stands out? There's been quite a few. I know
it's been hectic off season so far. Like last year, it was quiet up until the new year. Like no one really did much, but you still got big polar bear out there to be signed.
Yeah, supposedly going to the Giants, mate. I hope that's true. What about some of the Braves dumps this year? So they've got rid of a few. I think read something. There's only 3 of the World Series team left from when they won it. But some of their
there'd have to be more than that, surely. More players than that. Like you think Ronald, Aussie Albies. There'd have to be some pitching there. But
catcher, Darnold. Was he there?
Darno,
Travis Darno.
He's gone. So he's with the Angels. Max Fried went to the Yankees. Urshela went to the Athletics. Charlie Morton to your Orioles. Jorge Soler traded with the Angels. The only acquisitions that I can see are Brian De La Cruz on a 1-year deal. So they've lost quite a few. The Mets, the Mets have gone all out, haven't they? Juan Soto, Clay Holmes. What did I say?
I'm calling them the mess, not the Mets. Oh. They're a mess.
Yeah. Marlins, this is from Bandy. Marlins gave up Luzardo to the Phillies. That's the only move the Marlins have done. Paul Marlins.
About the Phillies.
Yeah. But how about what do you think of the Mets this year? Do you think they're gonna?
Who else did you say they picked up?
The Mets or Juan Soto, Clay Holmes, right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher, Sean Manea, Frankie Montas, Jose Siri, Dylan Covey, Jared Young, Griffin Kenning. So a few names there.
Conforto.
And they lost
Conforto's gone.
So
one big question. First base. Goldschmidt going to the Yankees. Where's Rizzo?
Yeah, I think they're. I thought did he only have a 1-year deal or?
Well, he's been there for a while.
Well, let me go back to Yankees.
And Bellinger must be Bellinger to the outfield. He won't be playing first base then.
Nope. You assume he takes over. I would assume he takes over center field and Judge moves back to right field.
Yep.
That's just an assumption, obviously, but could be wrong.
Anthony Rizzo is a free agent. So
free agent, no, unsigned.
Unsigned free agent. So
someone will pick him up pretty cheap.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
And you'd take him in a heartbeat, wouldn't you?
Yeah. If he stays healthy, he's still productive, and just his leadership.
Yep, that's right.
That's a big one, isn't it? Leadership for a group. Phillies. What have they acquired? Jesus Luzardo, Max Kepler. No subtractions there. So, yeah. Brewers. Yeah, that's right. Brewers, Nestor, Cortez, Grant Anderson, Grant Wolfram. What about your Cardinals, Ninja? Notable acquisitions? None. How good?
So they lost.
Goldsmith.
That's it.
What else?
Don't worry about Rizzo stepping on a base. How about Judge just catching the ball?
Yeah.
Either way.
The Cubbies. Cubbies have got a few this year too. So obviously their biggest one was Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, that's huge, I think, for them.
What's the go with the Astros not keeping their big players like that? Like, that's insane, isn't it?
Didn't they re-sign Bregman?
No.
I don't think so. Bregman's
still a free agent.
Yeah, he's still a free agent. So the Cards are rebuilding. Just like the 1999 Toronto Tigers to about 2006 or 7 or something. They were rebuilding. What's Bandy got to say? Probably won't have Arenado at the Cards this year. So there's plenty going on anyway. The Pirates, McCutcheon signed a 1-year deal. That's pretty cool. I think we talked about that a little while back. That's a good one. Good one for him. D-backs, Josh Naylor trade with the Gardens and Corbin Burns on that 6-year. I think it was $211 million deal or something.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty. They're going to be pretty tough, I think. D-backs again. A lot of young talent.
The Dodgers have obviously. We're talking about who they've signed. Hyung Sung Kim, Hernandez, Blake Trennan, Conforto, Blake Snell. They're free agents that are on this list. Joe Kelly, Clayton Kershaw. So there's a couple of good pitchers. Jack Flaherty. There's 3 good pitchers there that are free agents that I'm not sure if they've gone anywhere, but
no, Flaherty's name's been thrown around a bit with a few different teams. So
yeah,
I think the first 2 are going to be asking for too much money. Like Joe Kelly, he's hit or miss, isn't he? Like he can come out and throw absolute bullets and be with his filthy knuckle curve, whatever it is that he throws, and blow people away, or he can come out and be absolute poo.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay big dollars for him, but he's got a pretty big ego.
Yeah, he's got a big ego.
And then you got Kershaw, who's been at the Dodgers forever and a day. He's already been getting good money. He's going to want to keep getting good money. He's going to want to go somewhere and be, the top dog, but
he's not anymore.
I don't know if he can be that top dog anymore. So
turn around and look at that wicket, Davo.
Yeah, I saw that. Tried for the ramp, straight through him, bowled.
As we spoke about the other night, though, Dan Christian is out there batting.
Yeah, it's not good. Sorry, mate. I interrupted you. Top dog. You can't be a top dog anymore.
Don't worry, mate. I'm watching it at the same time. So
okay. Good idea. Good idea.
I'm ahead of Davo though because I'm on Fox. He's on Channel 7.
Yeah.
Cash for comment. He and who was the other one? Flaherty. So Flaherty was really good there with the Cards for a while. Then he sort of went off the boil for a bit, got hurt, all that sort of stuff. Like Ninja and I spoke about that a fair bit. And then he came to the Orioles and he started all right, and then same again. He got hurt and then just couldn't perform, and then he disappeared off and went to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
where he came out and he was lights out again. You know, we saw what he was like at the back end of last year. So, he's almost a bit of a hit and miss, a bit like Snell, where you don't really know what you're going to get with him. Do you want to pay big money or not?
Yeah,
it's a gamble, and do clubs want to gamble with these guys?
The Dodgers do. The Dodgers want to gamble with it, but obviously they've got their starting however many pitchers they got, 6-man rotation, and you've got these guys left over. It's, see where they go. They're going to end up somewhere. Someone's going to pick them up.
But don't get me wrong. Being an Orioles fan, I'll take either. I'll take any of them.
Absolutely,
at club. I'd be happy to see any of them in those club colours. It can be an improvement. Someone like a Kershaw that can come and give some old head guidance to some young pitching, and we know that's what that club needs. They need pitching. Yeah, they need ace. They need an ace. So I don't think Charlie Morton will be their ace. He's going to have to be, but I don't know. John Means, what's he doing? Is he ever going to come back? He's still contracted. He's had Tommy John. He's come back, and then he's hurt again. He's back, and he's hurt, and just disappeared for the rest of the year. They had a lot of potential, and nothing ever come of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'd be happy, at the Giants, you'd be happy to have those guys.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the Giants have been they lost Blake Snell. Their only notable acquisition is Willie Adames, which is a good deal, 7-year deal. But they lost Conforto and Blake Snell. I mean, they haven't gained too much in their pitching at all. A few sort of lower ranked arms, and I think the farm system for the Giants was ranked number 30 on Talking Baseball or whatever the John Boy Media one is.
Yeah, so, Talking Yanks or whatever.
That makes it pretty tough, doesn't it? So,
it does.
Trade.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. The Padres, I know they've also made no notable acquisitions. The Rockies, who have they got?
They picked somebody up recently.
Tyro Estrada and catcher.
Was it Diego Castillo or something like that, maybe?
Didn't see that one. So
Diego Castillo. Oh, he was signed to a minor league contract, but he was. I remember when he was.
Sorry, you got mate.
I was just saying, when he was throwing for Tampa Bay, Diego Castillo, when they were competitive, throwing his little frisbees everywhere, no one could hit him. So I don't know it's only signed to a minor league contract, but bloody hell, surely he'll get a start in their rotation.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
I just want to know who's picking up. I just want to know who's going to pick up Wander Franco besides the police.
I'm pretty sure we threw him in the bin the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
I tried to start the chicken wing fire with that. Tried to start the smoke with the Wander Franco card.
You tried to give it to one of the kids, and even the kids wouldn't take it as a bookmark. I think someone was going to the toilet, and you said, "Here, wipe your ass with this," and they didn't want it.
Yeah,
that was scared it was going to violate them.
Mate, Davo was talking about him trying to get the spring training. I don't think that's going to happen. I think
these lawyers are. Yeah,
I think we got more chance of seeing what's our mate that played in Japan and goes with Eric Sim.
Bauer.
Oh, Bauer.
Sure, Bauer.
More chance of seeing Bauer than him, but anyway.
I wish someone had signed him.
I wish they would
He's
too.
Still filthy.
Yes, he is. Hey, while we're talking baseball, Randall, Summer Sizzler. Pretty cool looking dude there. Pictured hitting. Noah.
Yeah, just ask him how cool he is.
Tell us a little bit about it. How many teams? What sort of age groups were there? It's just been on, and the big one, as you mentioned earlier, the Savannah Bananas. A few of the Savannah Bananas were there, so massive one for that.
Yeah, mate, we had a heap of Newcastle kids down there this year. Actually, it was awesome to see some Newcastle participation. There's a bunch of kids from the Central Coast as well. So there was 10U, 10U, 12U, 14U, and 17U. So 10U, there were 4 teams, I believe. 12U, 6 teams, 14U, 6 teams, and 17U. Didn't see too much of it. I think there might have been 6 teams as well. Might have only been 4. Oof. Sorry, Cav, I can't remember. But yeah, mate, it was unreal, as it always is. There's a little bit left to be desired in our 14U team, with some stuff that went on. Story for another day, but it was a little bit out of the ordinary for what we normally see at the Osborne tournaments. But mate, we watched a lot of the 12U. We'd Noah moving up into the 12U this year, and he actually went away from playing for the normal Rockhounds team and went and played with the Rhinos. We've had Matt on our show before. Maybe we did it at Down Under. We had Matt on. So he's the owner of RBI Australia down there in Camden or wherever it is, southwest Sydney somewhere nowhere near us. And yeah, he had an absolute ball.
Awesome.
Just watching these kids play. They had a celebrity softball match. Had the Today Show come out. I think it was the Today Show or some sort of morning show that I don't watch.
Poor Kev didn't get a mention. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't. Didn't see that
Kev
at all.
was on with only the co-founder. He was on with all the bananas, and they didn't even cross to him for a single word.
Yeah, no, they weren't interested in anything except for the bananas, the banana boys. But it was awesome, mate. Like as soon as they rocked up, you could tell that they were there. Coach Rack, Dalton, and Bilko, like straight away, one game finished, and it was like a max exodus. Like these kids just went running from everywhere, and they just swarmed the canteen area. And it was like, what's going on here? And then one kid comes back and goes, "Oh, I just got a photo with Coach Rack," and that was it. Like kids were just bailing out of dugouts. All they wanted to go and see was Coach Rack or Dalton and get around those banana guys. But mate, the amount of time and effort those guys put in, every single person wanted a photo, or everyone wanted 5 minutes to talk to them, or get an autograph, or get 50 different things autographed. Not once did they say no. Not once did they, ever not have a smile on their face.
That's what it's all
unreal,
about,
mate. Oh, mate,
they're about fans first, aren't they?
They know it's good for their brand.
100%, mate. And there were kids coming from everywhere. They loved it. There were kids that were coming down for the weekend or coming up from the weekend, wherever, not playing, but just coming to see those guys. Funky was there as always as well. He was getting around all weekend, doing his thing with the kids, entertaining all the kids that weren't playing, entertaining the parents, shooting balls out of slingshots to make parents catch them to win balls for the kids. He did get his windscreen smashed on the Funky bus. I don't know if you saw that on socials.
Yeah.
I think it might have actually been Coach Rack hit a bomb and straight into the windscreen of the Funky bus. But mate,
can't park there, Funky.
Nah, and then all the kids were able to go out on the field, and go into a position with these banana guys or some Blue Sox. Like I know Cavs boys were there doing their thing as well. It was a good day, mate. A good week, really. But I think they were only there for the 3 days at the back end. But mate, they got around to everybody. Games had finished for the day, and they're out there having running races around the bases, from home to home, against kids. And we all know from the Central Coast, young George has a party, plays for us at Toronto as well in the Little League division. Bilko was having running races and destroying kids, gave him a halfway to first base head start, and George beat him by half a base length.
Nice.
So George, he flew around the bases, and Bilko didn't make that mistake again. He said, no more race unless we start off scratch. So it was just good, mate. It's just good. And they were unreal with the kids and the adults, everybody.
Well, hang on, I'll get it. Ollie Galvin, like filthy for the whole weekend. Mel's just posted she won. The pants have been washed. And Ollie was spewing. Like, he's there in the full, like, he's just, hang on. He loves getting filthy and too glary, but yeah, he enjoyed the weekend or the week, and he loves getting filthy. And Mel got the gurney out and the soaker, and Ollie now has white pants again, and he's not happy.
Yes. He worked on them all weekend. I'll give you the hot tip. The day of the final, we had the early morning game. He played in the gold medal game in the afternoon with the Beach Bums, and they rocked up. Joel and Mel rocked up, and like, Ollie, mate, what's going on? Funky Phil even commented. Funky Phil's like, geez, you've been playing baseball. He was putrid. It was so good. Just not washing them, and they. Even after the game finishes, he's out there sliding in the field and in the dirt, all that sort of stuff.
That's what he does.
Good work. Yeah, it's good to see that she won and got through the tournament anyway, and then washed them. There's no point washing them mid-tournament.
No,
because they're only going to be filthy again the next day.
It looked like wherever you played, Randall, looked like a pretty dry. The dirt infield and
there were two dirt infields for the younger kids. I didn't actually go and look at the under 17s diamonds. They were sort of on the other side of a cricket field from us. But the 12s, 10s, and 14s were all right into each other, a bit like Blacktown, where you've got the 4 softball fields all back to back, and then 2 baseball fields next to it for the 14s. So we sort of stayed in that little vicinity. There were 2 dirt fields, and the other fields were all just grass. And Western Sydney, not a lot of shade. And it had been hot. Like, I think day one, we had got a big storm on the morning of day one and in the afternoon. But you're looking 40 odd degrees most days. I think it might have been one day that was a bit cooler, but it was hot and dry and dusty, and that's what the kids want, though, isn't it? Isn't that what you want? Get out there and get dirty. And Noah come home sporting a few sores. James come home sporting a grazed knee and elbow. That's what you want.
Playing the game.
Hopefully all the kids loved it, mate. That's what it's all about. They all got to play whatever it was, 5, 6, 7, or 8 games in 5 days. Just more games, mate. More games for the kids. Even if they love it. As we know, the Summer Sizzler is meant to be a bit of a fun tournament. It's not. It's a lot less. I'm going to say a lot less serious. Even though when we go away to the Aussie Classic, formerly the Down Under Winter Classic, it's not overly serious either. Like, there's no trophy at the end of it, but it's
baseball.
It's a little bit more structured than what the Summer Sizzler is. Summer Sizzler is a bit more lackadaisy and just really more fun. Yeah,
but in saying that, lots of good baseball played, and that's what it's all about,
mate. No, we saw plenty of good. We saw plenty of good ball, mate. Plenty of good players. And plenty of kids that might not have had the same ability as some of those top tier kids. But I tell you what, every one of them went out there and had a red hot crack and had fun. So
good stuff.
Hopefully those kids met new friends. Meet them again. I know that's what happens with us every year. We meet new kids every year. Well, my kids meet new kids every year, and they go back to these tournaments and run into them, and how's it going? Like, I haven't seen you in 12 months. Yeah. But they remember who they are straight away. So,
it's like power to it. As a kid, you played country championships and you met people from Central Coast and from Illawarra and Coffs Harbour and Far North Coast and all the things you don't see. I guess the kids have got a better way to keep in contact than what we did back then, Davo. The old, letter. I don't think I sent any of them, but there wasn't much.
As you say, wait for country championships to catch up with people.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I do like about it too. Like you go away, and I think in that Rockhounds team in the 14s, we had 1, 2, 3 kids from Toronto, I think, from our club. We then also had maybe another 2 kids, maybe 2 or maybe 3 kids from Newcastle, and the rest were from either Hills District or Greater Western. So the kids that you would never ever play against, not even at country champs, and you're going away and you get to play with those kids and you get to mix with those kids of different ability, and their baseball's different to our baseball down there. They play at a different level, so our kids get to interact with that and hopefully learn different things. So
good stuff.
We all know I'm an advocate for it. More baseball, more exposure.
Yeah. No, I'm for it too, mate. I love what they're doing with the Oswald tournaments. And we'll be at the Aussie Classic this year again. Cricket, Davo, before we get in the cricket, quick plug for Sharesies. If you want to get $5 worth of free shares, head over to the Sharesies. You sure can. The Sharesies link. Are you saying hello?
Hey, Ruben.
Hey, Root.
Just got to say good night. Good night, buddy.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I'm up 1 cent on my shares. I'm at $5.01.
You're a beauty. But sharesies.com, make shares.
I can retire on that.
Shares for newbies easy. So, Davo, I think you might have to save up that 1 cent, mate, and build on it. By the end of this year, it might be
4 cents.
Schooner.
You're pushing your luck.
Schooner, Jesus. Not going to make $10.
Yeah.
Plus.
Right. The cricket, fellas.
How good was
it's been freaking awesome. I've loved every second of Test cricket this summer. The Aussies got up 3-1. But what a series. I know you blokes watched a fair bit of it. Thoughts on the series, and we'll go with that first.
It's too good. Was a worry after the first one, but the guys bounced back well. At least, a few people still question marks about their form. Uzi's coming to the end of his career. I think Marnus and Smithy did enough to keep going, even though Smithy is 1 run short of 10,000. But we talk about Boland. We have been talking about Boland and how he should be in the team full time, but it's hard to drop one of the other 3.
You can't. Stuart McGill. He's Stuart McGill. Like that. Unfortunately, that's where it's at. He's gonna be the best base bowler to never play.
Yep.
What do you do? But I agree with you, Dave. I think Uzi's at the back end. I think he'll go to England, and that might be the end of him, I'd say. Maybe he'll get another summer. Don't know.
Let's see him get through Sri Lanka first.
It's nothing, isn't it? Though Sri Lanka, is that really a fair test?
This is where you really love youngsters.
Yeah,
because
Sri Lanka haven't got much
we've
going
pointed
for them,
out, Australia's got no one in their 20s. You've got Constance at 19.
19, yeah.
Everyone else is over 30.
Yeah.
When do you start? I know they're playing well, but do you use a series like Sri Lanka? We're already in the Test Championship playing at Lords. So why not use this series as a chance to blood some young players? Give some of the older guys a bit of a rest and see what's coming down the line, because we're only an injury or a retirement away from being in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's right. The problem that I see with that is Kawaj is not in form. He's playing. He's out of form. He probably needs Sri Lanka to get himself some form before they go to the Test Championship and go to England for the Ashes. He probably needs that. Well, what do we got?
Unless it comes back to Shield.
So we got Sri Lanka. Then we go into England for the Test Championship, and then what do we have?
I don't know if we have.
We have the Ashes here in the summer.
Yep. And then I think it's over there after that.
We must have something somewhere through the year.
We don't play India again until 27 on their terms, or 26
West
or
Indies
27.
or something.
I thought West Indies. Yeah.
West Indies.
I thought that's where they were going. I'm just looking through now, trying to.
But this Test Championship's a bit of a joke, really.
Just thinking, Ninja just said Champions Trophy, Sri Lanka Champions Trophy in England, and then I don't know. We've got to have something before they come back in summer again to.
Yeah, we'd be travelling somewhere. West Indies does sound about right.
If we're not playing India, we must be playing someone like we've already played Sri Lanka. It must be someone like Pakistan or West Indies.
I'm pretty sure it's West Indies.
England,
from what
we're not going to be playing South Africa.
No,
because they're flogging Sri Lanka or Pakistan at the moment. When South Africa put on 600 plus for their first innings.
I was just reading that. It's brutal. 615 and the Packies got 194, but now they're one for a 226. So,
but you got to think who's coming through. Like I know McSweeney was thrown. Like you feel for him. McSweeney's come in facing Bumrah over in Perth, and then a swinging ball in Adelaide. Like he's been thrown to the wolves and just screwed him royally.
He'll be back. I think we all know he'll be back.
But he is number 3.
He had his shot. He didn't really score too many runs. He wasn't poor though.
No,
by any means.
And
he's just a victim of circumstance. I think
he needs refining. He needs to pull his head in a bit in the field. I think.
Did you listen to Mark Taylor's comment with him?
No.
Interview with him. He was asking about, is that his normal way of playing the game, as if to say, calm down, pull your head in. So it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think, like India said, he's borderline at the moment being a niggler to being an annoyance. And if he moves to that annoyance, word will spread, and that's just going to follow him around and be with him. But
you don't want that name against you, do you? But
no, I think there's a place for some of the shots he plays, but I think, I don't know. Test cricket still needs good form.
I agree. And maybe at the moment that's. I know Khawaja's out of form, but he is more of that classical sort of.
He occupies the end.
Yeah, he'll leave and leave and leave. He got squared up an awful lot. I know you probably would have noticed that, Davo, I reckon, but he just seemed to be
jumping a lot too.
But it wasn't just him either. Travis Head's an informed batsman, and he was doing it a lot too. Smith was doing it a lot. Maybe it was just Bumrah. It's pretty hard when, man, he bowled pretty bloody good.
Oh,
if he bowls in that last innings, we probably don't win.
Yep.
To be honest.
Yeah. It's a game.
Runs through us.
Yeah.
But going and play some of these other bowling attacks like Sri Lanka and stuff like that, we could see something very different. Or we will see something very different, especially from people like Khawaja.
Yeah.
I don't know. He generally doesn't seem to have that sort of issue in England, though, does he? Like, he seems to play all right when we were in England. So, I don't know. He'll go over there and he'll come back and I don't know. It depends who's healthy and fit for England, doesn't it, in the Ashes? It's whether he's here or not.
This is true.
But I think
if it's their current bowling attack, it's going to be 5-0 Australia. So hopefully, you get Wood and Archer and those guys come back, or otherwise it's going to be a whitewash because some of those other guys, they're pretty raw.
No one's stepping up for them. But I think Cricket Australia dropped the ball by not having Gavaskar hand the trophy over with Border.
Yeah,
I know they were going to look at sort of keeping him if India had won it. But like he said, it's the Border Gavaskar Trophy. They're both at the ground. They're both commentating. It's not like they had to fly him out for it. He's already here commentating. Like, that's disrespectful to one of the greatest players India's ever produced.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Fox coverage on, the Triple M coverage, and they were saying same thing. Where is he? And he was caught up with Channel 7 doing some interviews with Channel 7 while they were handing out the trophy. Like, it's a no-brainer.
But he came out and said Cricket Australia.
Channel 7,
said no.
Channel 7's not going to be doing interviews while they're doing the trophy and the presentation ceremony, are they? So they're going to be having the same footage as what Fox and KO and all these other sports streamers are having. So really, he should have been there. He really should have.
I agree.
Even just to see the look on his face when he has to hand it over.
But he's good mates with Border as well. So it's the two teams. You've got the two guys. Do it.
Yeah.
But at least now we move on to the women. The Women's Ashes is on. It starts this Sunday down at North Sydney Oval, which I'm going to with Ella. It's a first one-dayer. So there's 3 one-days and then a day-night test at the MCG for the Women's Ashes. So it's good to see
play more tests.
Yeah.
Especially
at least they're getting a day-night test, which should be awesome for them. I don't think they've ever played a day-night test before. So even though the men have finished up, we've still got the Big Bash, but also the International Women's, which will be good to watch.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is quite strange, isn't it, that we've got to the end of the test series and there's nothing following it. There's no ODIs or anything following on. It's
gone are the days strange, the Benson and Hedges one day. It used to be Tri-series. Yep. You'd have a test series against someone, and someone would come out to be that third team for the one-dayers.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's a bit lost, isn't it? That's gone.
It is.
2020 is the new kid on the block, I guess.
People don't have the attention span.
Yeah. Yeah. Like our viewers, they seem to be dwindling the more crap we talk, you know?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
We're good at it.
We are. We are good at it.
The more dribble, the better.
Plenty of cricket anyway, fellas. We've been watching 2020 for the last couple of weeks. There's been some awesome matches. We're only talking about it. There's only been one real dud score of 80-something or whatever the other week, and the rest have been pretty good. Plenty good.
Very tight too.
Last night, I think some Hurricanes or someone maybe chased down 190 odd or 180 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Old mate came and put one on the roof there, like he hit a big 6 into the grandstand, and next ball he's put one even further, 112 metres onto the roof down there at Bloodstone.
Was that Tim David?
No, it wasn't Tim David or Chowdhury. It was one of their other guys. But the Hurricanes, they're second, or they're equal second with the Thunder. Sixers are just in front, but even the Stars, who lost their first 5, they've won their last 2, are still realistically in it.
Yeah.
That's good. Good close competition is what you want.
Yeah.
Owen.
Yep.
0-2.
Yeah. 0-6, mate. 0-6.
Oh, he didn't miss him. Like, just a nice crack off the bat.
I only watched the highlights of it. I sort of watched flick through this morning. And
I sort of caught the end of it. It was we had a birthday yesterday, so I was tied up.
Yeah, no,
and after the collision we saw the other night, at least it's surprising that Sam's was the one who was not cold, and he's the one who suffered less injury than Bancroft.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you end up with? A broken scapula
and busted nose and
broken
sort
nose.
of facial issue. So he's pretty much done for the rest of the Big Bash.
When he hit, sorry, go. Sorry, mate.
Oh, Sam's he's doing the usual concussion protocol. So,
So I think they said he can be back for the Sydney Smash.
Yeah,
which is that Saturday night?
Which is surprising after the hit that they had.
Oh,
so we saw it live.
We were watching it all. Like we were sitting there together, catching up and watching it, and he was laying on the ground, stiff arms, stiff legs.
He was out before
he was cooked.
A teammate even got there.
Yeah.
But the guy that suffered all the injuries walking off, the bruising that we saw straight away on his cheek was like, whoa, it was a massive hit.
Mind you, it was probably 15 minutes later by the time he actually got up to be able to get. But by the time he was able to get up to get off the field, so it had a bit of time to set in, but it was brutal. Oh.
Like we said, it was Gillespie, Steve Waugh. That's what it reminded us of.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. Well, plenty of cricket still to come in the summer, and
bring it on.
Let's move on to a bit of NFL. I'm going to read out today's scores, probably -1, and
playoff times, yeah.
Playoff times, yeah. So we'll go
Week
through
18,
the scores
done and
first.
dusted.
Yeah, go through today's scores, and then we'll look at the picture for the next few weeks. The Ravens, Randall. Well, what have I done here? The Ravens beats the Browns. I'll get it back
as
there.
Expected.
1 second. 1 second. 35-10. The Bengals beat the Steelers 17. The Panthers 44 over the Falcons 38. Davo's Commanders are playoff bound with a 23-19 win over the Cowboys. The Bears and 24 over the Packers 22. The Jags got done by the Colts. The Bills done by the Patriots. What a way. Did they have
side of things to come, mate? Well, Bills aren't going to win another game.
That cost the Patriots the first round in the draft too, I think.
Yes, it did actually. Right. They had to lose for the first round pick.
Didn't save their head coach though.
Who?
There you go. Eagles beat the Giants. The Buccaneers beat the Saints. I watched a little bit of that, and the Saints were up until the last few minutes. That was a bit brutal. Texans beat the Titans. The Cards done the 49ers. The Chiefs are 0-0. And the Broncos.
Did you watch that, Hudson? Because I
didn't, mate.
I was disgusted, mate. Just quietly.
A few sat out, but still it was pretty average.
Oh, mate.
Seahawks 30 over the Rams 25. Chargers 34 over the Raiders 20. Dolphins got done by the Jets. The Lions beat the Vikings. I thought that was going to be a really close contest, and
it was tight for a while there, and then the Lions just stepped up, so they've now gone back into Super Bowl favourites, according to Sportsbet.
Yeah, so that should be.
I think so.
I think they're right up there. There's in my opinion, probably 4 teams that can win it, but we'll see what happens.
Tell me, are the Chiefs one of them that you think can actually win it?
Mate, the way they played.
Honestly, can they actually win it?
Mate, they won it last year, and I said to you last year that they couldn't win it the way they played. Like, they've done exactly the same thing this year, played absolute rubbish, and got through and won 15 games.
And it's a winning culture. They know how to get it done, even if they're not playing well.
Yep.
They somehow, with the referee's help, get the win.
Apparently. I mean, I think the Lions. I think it's going to be a Lions and Buffalo Super Bowl. That's my thoughts on that. But I don't know. What do you guys got?
I think between the Lions and Eagles for the NFC.
Yep.
The Eagles are playing pretty well. And then, I don't know. I was going to say the Bills, but after today, Ravens, they've just been rolling for you, Randall, like Lamar's doing his usual thing. I can't see it being any of the outside the top three in the AFC. I can't really see Texans, Chargers, or Broncos doing anything. Steelers were quite putrid yesterday, like Russell Wilson. He had a shocker.
Yeah.
He had more drop catches than Steve Smith.
But they've been like that for about 5 weeks now too. So
yeah.
It's going to be some interesting footy. Can't wait.
I'm sticking with me Lions. That's who I've gone with sports bet. So
I think
good choice.
I think the Buccaneers are pretenders. I don't know how they finished.
No, mate, they're
with that 3 seed.
They're real.
Nah, mate. Well, yours are, but you're on the side of your head. But I think the Commanders, there'll be no match for the Eagles. I think you'll have a Vikings-Lions game again.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be like today. I think it'll be close again. But I think you're right, Davo. I think it's going to be Lions. Texans, no chance. Colts, Chargers, no chance. Broncos, they're putrid. They're pretenders as well. I think it's going to be Bills versus Ravens in 2 weeks' time. I'm just going to go I'm going with the Ravens. Ravens-Lions.
Ravens-Lions.
No, honestly, I think the Ravens. Obviously, I watch a lot of their games, and very biased. But defensively, they are super. They are tough. And then if their offense gets rolling with Henry, if he's rolling downfield, and defenses have to try and stop the rush, and then Lamar just drops out, just starts throwing the ball. You've got receivers, and then all of a sudden he runs. How do you stop that? It's tough. You only have to look at the Kansas City versus Ravens game last year. It was a 1 possession game, and I think the Ravens dropped the ball over the line or just before the line. I dove.
I don't remember that, Randall. I just remember who won. That's all.
I do. Don't worry, I do. I think twice the Ravens dropped the ball.
Yeah,
trying in the action of trying to score. Like one was a diving play and the ball come loose, and another one he dropped the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
So, if it's not their year this year, mate, they might as well hang up my hat.
Fair. Commanders, Davo, how are they going to go first week?
No.
They're out? Gone?
I think they're out. Buccaneers are playing well.
I see them week 2, Davo. I'll see you week 2, I reckon.
Whew. Big call.
I reckon your Commanders will get up week 1 and take on the Eagles.
If you like Randall and you're going to have a Dabble, go to the Dabble link in the comments and put your money where your mouth is.
Come, mate. You haven't given us yours. What's yours?
Mate, I told you the Lions and Bills. It'll be Kansas City versus Bills, and it will be Lions versus the Eagles.
Pretty safe bet, mate. 1-2,
1-2. 1 versus 2 for me, but that's where it's at, I think. So
odds on favourites. You guys going to catch any of the games this weekend, or what? Are there anything that you want to watch?
Yeah, mate, all of them. all of them. Want to watch all of them.
I'm pumped for the Ravens, mate. Here in lovely sunny Newcastle, midday on Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Ravens versus Steelers.
Have you got the other time for the games?
I do, mate. So Monday on the Jan 13, 5 a.m. Broncos Buffalo Bills. T Hudson will be up for that. Watching those Bills get pumped. Oh boy, what I would pay for that.
Hope so.
Sunday the 12th at 12 p.m. Steelers versus Ravens. The 12th of Jan, 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. Chargers versus the Texans. Not a game I'm overly interested in. I don't think. I don't know about that one. They're going to lose the next week anyway. That's for the AFC, but for the NFC, you've got Monday 8:30 a.m. Green Bay versus Philly.
That'll be awesome.
I think that's going to be a good game. Davo, for you, Monday, 13th of Jan, midday. Commanders versus the Buccaneers. So I'm pretty sure we'll all be watching that one.
I'm in the office on Monday.
We'll all be working hard. And then Tuesday for Monday Night Football. Tuesday midday, Vikings versus the Rams.
Yeah, nice. That'll be a good one.
I think that's going to be a pretty good game, actually. So
yeah, should be.
I'd say that I personally think the Vikings will run over them, but
see what happens.
Vikings have been playing well. I think they should beat LA.
Yep. Yeah. That's
interesting. Plenty good games anyway for this weekend. But let's leave the NFL there and let's round it out for episode 1 of 2025. Thanks for joining us, fellas. Over the next few weeks, we'll have different guests on, but we'll also have the show with all the boys every so often. When we can get it on together, we will. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. If you're on X, Facebook, or YouTube, we appreciate you listening in. All right, fellas, take it easy. Have a good week.
Good to be back.
Catches.